Alright, I think that's what we need. Welcome to the Untitled Sickos Ranking Power Hour, where the three of us are together for the first time, and we spent just enough time getting the level of contentious energy that I think we all need on this podcast. My name is K-Main. Both of my teams won for a change, and I didn't watch the one that would have not given me a heart attack. And with me are Bears fan and Die Sometimes.
I hate. I'm filled with hatred because these two wouldn't stop rage baiting me because we had to quote unquote build rapport instead of just introducing each other's names. No, instead we have to talk about each other. And immediately, as soon as Bears fan brings up the opinion, they suddenly are like, I don't know. That seems kind of cringe.
I'm like,
This is
a problem.
crazy.
Yeah, skill issue. Get outvoted, buddy. So we have 18 teams getting votes this week, and yeah.
We forgot that we're doing
Well,
spotlights
we
first.
all agree that these teams are at least somewhat fraudulent. So there's not the most interesting stuff. I have no idea what the fuck to make of the Jaguars. They're very funny.
The Chiefs at 8 are funny.
The
Chiefs
Chiefs
is
at
very funny.
15 is funny. Yeah. I think I might have the Chiefs rated the highest, actually.
Anywho, before we get into number 14, let's quickly glance over the spotlight players. We'll go one at a time for each person, for the ones that we do in one more. I spotlighted offensive guard Robert Hunt for the Panthers and safety Kyle Duggar for the Steelers. That's mostly came down to the fact that Robert Hunt, I believe, was the only offensive lineman on the Panthers to not give up a sack against that dreaded Falcons pass rush, and Kyle Duggar picked off Joe Flacco. Legitimately, I didn't have anyone else for the AFC.
You said dreaded Falcons pass rush, and they're second in sacks in the league. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I wasn't being sarcastic.
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic. Okay.
No. That would be dreadful, not dreaded.
I see what you mean. Okay, I got my words mixed up.
Yeah, you good.
And I guess I'll just do the next one since it's a Bears player. Spencer decided to highlight Devin Duvernay because he had a good run against the Vikings at the very end to put them into field goal range. It is very funny to see that their special teams coordinator Cope and Steve and be like, anyone can make that run there and get to that position, and it's just like, sure, dude, sure. It's not because your special teams blew it when you needed to not blow it the most. Get to your guys' teams.
Yeah.
Get to your guys' ones.
Oh yeah.
Great.
You're next.
Okay, I'll go next. So I went with Tedero McMillan because I will not acknowledge Bryce Young's game. It is just one of the like 3 or 4 games this season where he's like, okay, I'm still as a quarterback, so I'll use it. I will give it to Tedero McMillan because he is awesome, and people hated him coming out of the draft for no reason. His stock fell for no reason, and he's just showing people that he's like that. He had like $140 and 2 touchdowns. He was incredible on Sunday. And for defensive player of the week, I went with Myles Garrett because get him off that team. Get him off the ground. It's his fault. It's his fault for what he did, but get him off.
Yeah, he signed up for it. If I had a nickel for every Hall of Fame Browns player who seemed at least somewhat sad about not really getting to achieve much while being there, I'd have 2 nickels, which is weird because it happened twice. I spotlighted Christian Watson because, dear God, if he didn't make 2 of the most beautiful touchdown grabs I've seen in my time watching Jordan Love, although one of them wasn't even from him. It was from Malik Willis, who I did genuinely think about putting on here if he hadn't been on the field for only about 2 minutes. And then we got a couple people spotlighting Bryce Young with Magnum and Ren.
We acknowledge it.
We've got...
Yes, we will.
Yeah, Tet McMillan is being shouted out by Nick as well, and Cameron Kitchens. So number 14. You'd think that because I put this together in a hit sort, I'd remember, but nope. Bad. Also, their hot take, they're the only hot take of the week. we reached out to Car Sausage for a comment about why he put them at 5, and his answers were, I think they're probably better than the Broncos, and also I forgot that this Sunday happened. So, for what it's worth, that head scratcher moment does mean that the Chiefs aren't on the list at 14. So you gotta thank them for that.
You know, it's a net positive at the end of the day. You know, for every chargering out there, a chargering favors someone else.
Real graps.
Yep. They had a terrible O-line game. Justin Herbert threw for less than 100 yards. He made the Jags secondary, which was as depleted as their offense, and both were missing the ever lovable Travis Hunter. And man, why I picked the wrong game out of my two teams to support to watch. It's very unfortunate.
I look forward to Trey Lance being the new quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah. Well, at least the Jaguars finally benched Trevor Lawrence. That should sate everyone's hatred. The Ravens, they might be legit. They're probably the best team in the AFC North. I'll give them that.
Not saying much at all. That division is...
Yes, no, the bar is in the ground. But it's not as far in the ground as it maybe should be.
Yeah, I will say this. I don't care that the Browns' defense is good. I don't care about any of that. A quarterback tandem of Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders kept this game close for the entirety of the game, and there were chances where the Browns could have potentially gotten up and lead the game in the 2-minute warning. But because Mark Andrews pulls off the weirdest tush push, where it's not even a tush push, of the century, it just kind of happens. This Ravens team is weird, but at the end of the day, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They get the Jets and Bengals. I will say this: if they lose to either the Jets or the Bengals within the next few games, we can take them off and, I don't know, put the Jags on for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's possible. Well,
Right. I have nothing to say about the Ravens. Like, I already said my piece. They are whatever.
yeah.
They're such a whatever team. That's Lamar Jackson now.
Instead of end of Evangelion, we have end of quarterback controversy here. Man, Brock Purdy can make an offense work, although the Cardinals have decided to stop losing one-score games and instead start losing multi-score games.
2 division rivals too, by the way.
Yeah.
Best time to do that.
Yeah, didn't they get stomped by the Cowboys a week or something back?
No, they put the Cowboys. They beat them.
Oh, right. Never mind.
Yeah, they beat them. They really beat them, but they beat them badly.
Oh.
Can I just say this? What Brock Purdy did on Sunday showed me the exact same thing that I knew that I already saw. If Mac Jones was playing, nothing changes. Mac Jones and Brock Purdy might as well just be the same quarterback. I cannot tell a genuine difference between the two, other than, I don't know, maybe Brock Purdy has a 0.01% better arm and a 1% better ability to scramble.
You want to field this one?
He is technically better. What?
I'm asking Die sometimes if he wants to field this one.
So this one, who's next?
No.
Oh.
Do you have anything to say about the 49ers?
Oh no, because they're injured and it's a good win for sure. It's a good win. Like they beat a division rival. Those are always the hard games to win. They handled business. I don't think they're really going to go anywhere, even with Brock Purdy coming back. It is so nice to get a win. They're still in the thick of it in their division. So.
The NFC playoffs are gonna probably be decided in week 16 after the North and the West have torn each other to shreds, torn themselves to shreds because they aren't playing this year. Anyway, no, they're not. Bucks, Scorigami. We'll get to the Bills later, but Scorigami happened. That's fun.
The Bucks are injured as shit, and I get that. But this team's doing the job. They're trying to find ways to win games, but the injuries are stacking up. I ain't gonna be a hypocrite and be like, "Oh, this team is not good because they've only beaten bad teams." Because that's just not fair. They have to play on their schedule.
Yeah, I'm saying they have to play on their schedule.
Yeah, they have to play the NFC South, so.
Yeah.
That division is also kind of butt cheeks.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just these last couple of games have been a little bit disheartening, but you kept it close with the Patriots, and Buffalo was a rough environment to play in. I won't dog on them too much, but this is not a great position for them to be in currently.
Yeah, the Panthers are currently a half game behind, and the Panthers are finding ways to win, even if playing some of the strangest football imaginable. What do you mean Bryce Young had almost 400 yards of passing?
Even almost, he did. He had over 400 yards of passing, actually.
Oh yeah, he had almost 400 he had almost 400 in regulation. Oh, I think he only hit it in overtime though.
He did, yeah, it was overtime.
Tommy Tremble.
Yeah.
Of all fucking people.
Yeah, we call that one the Colston Loveland here. Green Bay.
Crazy.
Do you guys want to go first? I can talk about it on the back.
I really, really despise this team. In different ways, in ways that you might not think. I really despise this team. Because they should be way better than they actually are. I hate how many close games they play against bad teams, or just bad teams they just up and lose to. I need them to be a little more consistent. Pretty pleased with the cherry on top.
They are consistent
honestly,
in at least some ways.
I will just say this. Green Bay, stop the code of 27 shit. It's corny as fuck. You're getting JJ McCarthy levels of 9 corny. Anywho, I'm not gonna dog on the Packers because, again, this is another team who's playing the schedule ahead of them. Yeah, it was a rough game against the Giants, but they were out Josh Jacobs for basically the entire game. And Josh Jacobs is the only reason why this Packers offense was actually churning out anything over these last couple of weeks. Jordan Love has to be a way more consistent passer, but he's finding ways to win football games. So all I will say is, if they want to win this division, they're going to have to sweep Chicago.
Love was not the problem. We only need to win one game against Chicago if we're winning out. I think. Actually, no.
I wouldn't say that. No, Love played a pretty. Don't be a stat watcher. Love had a pretty good game.
Sunday. Love wasn't the reason they lost that. Love wasn't the reason that game was close. That game was close because there was about 15 combined drops between the offense and the defense.
No, I get that. I was just saying, like, over the last couple of weeks, Love has played very inconsistent.
Yeah,
but he was not good against the Eagles.
LaFleur has also coached 2 of his worst games of the season against the Eagles and the Panthers. I'm willing to cut Love some slack last week because it was his first game without the safety blanket and prospective top 5 tight end in the league and Tucker Kraft, and I've seen enough. I watched Luke Musgrave get the ball twice on Sunday, and I'm very much ready to buy the practice squad tight end jersey instead because he actually knows how to play the position. I would like this team to stop the drops. I would like us to embrace Toyotathon. If we're gonna be the corny Destiny spinners and stuff. I would also point out that Jordan Love did lose on his 27th birthday, so if you want an argument against the Colts of 27, please use that.
Why are we still talking about this? Why are we still acknowledging? Why are we still acknowledging this? Anyways, I know you're saying that as a fan, but I still do have a lot of things I need to say about the Packers. Well, not a lot, but this team pisses me off just like how the Eagles piss me off because I still expect this team to be better, right? I really do expect, especially the offense. I expected the offense to be better, and I heard something on, if you guys know what the Pick Aside podcast is. It's one of them said, "What exactly is there to be scared of with the Green Bay Packers? Like, you can point to any other like real contender in the NFC, and you can pick something that's like, oh shoot, we got to really game plan around this, or oh shoot, we really need to worry about this. What do we really need to worry? Like, what are we supposed to be scared of about Green Bay? The defense? I mean, you could say that, but like, they don't force turnovers. They're clutch when they need to be, but then also unclutch when they don't need to be. You just have random shootout games against Dallas, random shootout games against, I want to say shootout. That's not a shootout, but just a decent game against the Giants, which was still down to the wire. Just it's just a lot of weird. And like there's no, and like respectfully, there's really no one on the offense aside from like Jordan Love that anyone should be scared of. Maybe like you could say Christian Watson, but like if it is like a playoff, if we're talking about like playoff sense, I'm not moved by Christian Watson. Like you see Christian Watson on the field, but then you see like Puka Nacua, or you see like Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, JSN. Like there's so many like actually like elite receivers, like top 25, top 15 talents that you're like, okay, we actually need a game plan around this. And like the Packers have a lot of good, but I don't think they have anything to really put them over the top right now to really just have them be considered Super Bowl contenders.
That's fair. We've been struggling a bunch with O-line regression. Like our run blocking has not been good. It doesn't help that like half the team has been playing through injuries. Was it? It's not Aaron Banks. Our key free agent signings have not panned out in terms of Aaron Banks and Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs is losing meaningful playing time to Carrington Valentine? Yeah, and the defense looks better when Valentine's on the field. That's for sure. He had a relatively nice game on Sunday. Packers got some good safeties. Rashawn Gary may actually be a cap casualty because he's playing on the Micah Parsons start of year snap count, and he is not great for that. The Packers just, I feel like teams are starting to figure out that dink and dunk beats the Packers, because they're very good at like rallying to the ball, preventing the big play. Sure, it doesn't generate a ton of turnovers, and it's not the most sexy football, but I think this team is competent enough that they could win the Super Bowl, which might just say something about the utter insanity of the NFL this year.
I'm not sold on them. Okay, let me put this. I believe the Packers win the Super Bowl just about as enough as the Bears winning the Super Bowl. It's a they just go on a freak. No, I mean it in the case of like they both just go on a freakishly weird run in the playoffs where they just cannot be stopped. That's kind of how I view the Packers, because I see teams like Detroit. Now, granted, we haven't seen any of the games against Detroit yet, and we'll get to that there.
No, we watched Packers Lions was the home opener.
Oh,
yeah, the Packers beat them handily.
Yeah, it was one of
week one.
They beat them handily.
Week one syndrome, but they played week two as well. Like they had a couple really good complete games at the start of the season. We haven't really seen. We've seen that one other time, and that was against the Steelers, and even then, that was kind of iffy until halftime. But also of note, we're probably getting our best receiver back here in a couple weeks. Jaden Reed is starting to suit up for practice again. It seems.
I get that. I get that. I understand. My thing more or less comes from. I see this team against an LA. I see this team against a Seattle. No, Green Bay can't get fixed. Never mind. I see this team against like an LA, a Seattle, Eagles. Like, I don't necessarily trust them against them. Those are like bar none the Super Bowl favorites in the NFC. I think they could still. I think Detroit still splits with them because that first game against Green Bay was the worst Detroit team I've seen since this most recent week. But we'll get to that later because I'm assuming they're on here. But regardless,
They are.
all I will say about the Packers, they're doing what they need to do. They're finding ways to win. They need to do it. They just need to keep on doing it. That's all.
Okay. Well, we took a fair bit of time. Yeah, we can talk about it.
I will,
Yeah, be
I
happy
will
there's
just
a
say
gap.
one thing. I'm only gonna say one thing about this Bears team. All the noise and everything, I don't care. We're 7-3. You're supposed to play the opponents in front of you. They have not been. They have been very close wins, and they have been really based off the last couple of minutes. But the Bears team has not done this in a while, and all I will say is, we look to next week. If they keep on doing this next week, they might have something. But until then, they've won 7 of their last 8 games. I leave the floor to you guys.
All right, so enough of the niceties out of the way. This team is fraudulent as all hell. Oh my goodness gracious! This is one of the most fluky 7-3s I've seen in a minute. And again, I'm glad they're 7-3. I'm glad the Bears are good. I'm glad Caleb Williams is doing good. Their run game is still kind of like dog shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like
We're second in the league in the run game.
I'm not moved by any of their running backs. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not moved by a single one of their running backs. Their defense has been extremely spotty. They've played some extremely questionable competition. They should have lost to the Giants, but they didn't. The Vikings, fucking JJ McCarthy sucks ass. He's garbage. But I'm not gonna be nice about this team. Like, I'm just gonna be as objective as I possibly can. They're very fluky. Again, they're probably a playoff team in this landscape of the NFC because the pack is really starting to spread out now, and they are going to be battle tested, especially at the end of the season because they got Green Bay twice. They still have to face the Lions again. They're going to be battle tested at the end of the season. We'll see how good they do. But man, this is one of the most fluky 7-3s I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, the Bears are going to be interesting. As a Packers fan, watching how close those games were and knowing that we have the worst special teams coach per dollar paid, and that's even if we were paying him the minimum salary instead of highest in the league, which is something I forgot to mention. I don't like our odds unless we're blowing this team out. Oh, I thought you were saying something.
No.
Yeah, Caleb Williams might throw for 4,000 yards, which will be the death of the unfunniest joke in the NFC since the Lions finally won the division, and that means we can't throw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their face anymore. I'll have a better opinion of this team here in approximately 3 weeks. When I have a chance to really sit down and watch them. Bills. Honestly, I still think they're ranked too high. I still think they're ranked too high.
I don't think so. I think they might. No, I think they're where they are. They're perfectly fine. Their defense is really bad, especially for a contender. If they need to clean up a lot of things defensively. This team scares me in not a good way, in a really bad way, because they're falling down that hole again of Josh Allen as our offense. We live and die by Josh Allen. It is Josh Allen, James Cook, and the Funky Bunch. That receiving core is laughable if you're supposed to be an actual Super Bowl contender trying to make a Super Bowl. If Khalil Shakir is your best receiving option, there is a massive problem. He is like probably a receiver 3 on most good teams. He is the wide receiver 1 on this team. You drafted I keep saying Corey Coleman. You drafted Keon Coleman last year, and he's getting benched. It's dire.
He's getting benched
it's
again
definitely
this
getting
week, by the
dire
way.
now.
I will just say this about Buffalo. Dalton Kincaid is their best option, which is a good option to have, but he's been unhealthy recently. So that's why relying on Shakir and such has been not going too well, which is funny because I think the best wide receiver in this room, ironically enough, is their wide receiver 3, Josh Palmer.
It's bad. It's really bad. They're and like the worst part about the Bills is like if this is not the year they do it, then when is it? And I don't think that's gonna happen. Like it's just
This year has been so bad, wide receiving wise. They brought back fucking Gabe Davis. I saw that he was back.
Really? He's on a team?
Yes, he's
Wait,
back
who?
with Buffalo. Gabe Davis is back on Buffalo.
oh, it's time. Oh my goodness. Like yes, sir. Okay, never mind. They got their wide receiver 1.
Fucking Josh Allen.
Yeah, they've upgraded from a wide receiver 3 on most teams to a wide receiver 2 on most teams. Good for them.
Wide receiver 3 on most teams to a wide receiver 3 on most teams. Actually,
upgraded from a wide receiver 3 on most teams to a wide receiver 4 on most teams until playoff time, in which he
becomes the best receiver of all time.
True. My one thing that I will say about Buffalo, their sacks are still coming. Good for them. If that sack game can keep on going, maybe there's a chance. But the game plan to beat this team is to run the damn football. And thankfully, the next couple of teams they face aren't very run adjacent. Their first really run heavy team, I would say, is Cleveland. But that doesn't come until December 21st. But after Cleveland, you got Philly.
Yeah, it doesn't
and the
matter. It's
Jets.
still Cleveland.
I'm saying it's Cleveland. All you do is stack the box. Say, yeah, pass the ball at us. We dare you. That's passing the offense is just a blight to mankind.
Quarterback number 42. Give it back for a quarterback on the jersey number 42. The meaning of life is now the Browns quarterback jersey. How sad is that?
Baker Mayfield, they traded him while he was injured. What a hilarious franchise. Never change, Cleveland. Never change.
I can't believe that OBJ's dad posting a video on Twitter.com has altered the NFL landscape this much, even about 4 years later.
He did irreparable damage to that franchise.
It's so funny, man. What was I gonna say about the Bills? It's too bad that it's not like the top team in the AFC perspective has a running back that has the best chance to win the MVP since AP did back in 2012. He's not gonna get it, of course, because it's a quarterback award, but still. We are halfway through the teams. Subscribe, notification, tell us your favorite power ranking hot take, complain about receiving cores with us. Well, that's the end of the NFC North.
Or praise your favorite team, and we may or may not make fun of you.
Tell us who had the funniest joke here, and if you don't say my joke, then I'm going to cry on stream for an hour next week for power rankings.
Let him cry. Let him cry.
Which may be a little earlier. I'm not sure. Lions. This is kind of the end of this band of teams, I think. We didn't punish them as much for them losing as maybe should have. Seeing as they put on... I'll give them that they put on probably the less egregious of the two Eagles primetime wins over the last 2 weeks. That game felt more watchable than the Packers for general audience.
Jared Goff played absolute dog shit on Sunday night, and the fact that that game was close is just an indictment on how we'll get to the Eagles.
It's an indictment on a team that's like 1 or 2 above them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna really killed him too much on this loss. They can't do that shit in the play. They cannot do that shit in the playoffs though. Can't do that. But I'm not gonna grill them that much for this loss. This team is still uber talented, offensively, mind you. Offensively, defense still a little questionable in the secondary, but they'll be fine.
I'm gonna say this though. This loss is 100% on Dan Campbell. I do not care what anyone says. They had, I believe, at least 5 or 6 situations where they could have taken the points and go for the field goal. You know what they were going for it on 4th down? They were 0 for 5.
That is really bad.
That is egregious. That's not even like, haha, that's kind of funny. No, that's just egregiously bad. That you should not be doing that at home.
You know that's just how Dan Campbell is though.
Again,
He lives and dies by those 4 downs.
That's dumb. 100% as a coach, you have to adapt to those situations. And the biggest thing that I've noticed about Dan Campbell, at least recently, sometimes he doesn't really adapt to those situations. And instead, he goes with, well, this is my philosophy, so I should do it like it is. No. You should have taken the points at least once or twice during that game. And you know what? It puts you in a better situation than it does earlier. That was embarrassing. Completely and utterly embarrassing from a coaching standpoint. And everyone was hyping up how, oh, the Lions finally got the play caller now. We're going to see how it's going to look. 1 to 2 weeks doesn't define it. And I'm very tired of people overreacting this early about play calling. And we saw it on Sunday. Detroit will still have time to rebound it around because they get the Giants. God forbid they lose to the Giants.
It'd be very fun.
It would be funny.
I mean, I'd appreciate it, but Packers fan, so.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is, where was his energy with the Bears?
I will say this.
Hometown bias.
People don't give this people give this kind of harassment to Chicago, so I'm just simply giving it right back to the Lions because
he's paying it for it.
Division rivals. I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide.
Yeah.
I'll let it slide.
The 4th down attempts will continue until morale improves. Hey, maybe it'll work this time. Maybe going for it on 4th down is just Sisyphus' boulder for Dan Campbell, and it only rolls to the bottom when they get eliminated in the playoffs.
And like honestly, but that's like just the Dan Campbell philosophy. Like he lives and dies by it. And he's stupid now, but then there's the games where he's like 4 for 5, and they're just blowing teams out. But I think I do think he definitely needs to smarten up with it because it lost them their NFC Championship game against the 49ers. It lost them a game against Dallas, I think, last year, and it's gonna lose. And it lost. It was a big piece in the reason why they lost to the Cowboys. Not the Cowboys. The
Commanders
Eagles last Sunday. Dan Campbell isn't dies with that, but he definitely needs to smarten up, especially like in terms of just taking points when you're inside of when you're in field goal range.
Yeah,
you can't be 0-4. And it's really funny because all those 4th downs were still not the worst 4th down. Was still not the worst 4th down play in the year.
Yeah, my thing is, I will just say this. If you're gonna be aggressive, that's fine, but at least learn from your mistakes. It didn't work the first couple of times in the first half, but you want to know what he did? He did it again in the second half, and that's where it annoys me. If you're going to do it,
yeah. If you want to talk about a fraudulent 7-3 team, how about how about a fraudulent 9-2 team?
No, I'm going to say this. They beat KC this week, so this week we give them the glory.
They can slide. We'll let it slide. Their offense is still so super shit. Bonix is still
the offense is turbo fraudulent, but they beat the Chiefs, so I guess we can give them a pass.
Defense is legit though. That defense is definitely legit though.
Look, I will say this: good thing that there was no offense on the on the Broncos side of the field during the game. I only saw the defense, man. Mahomes looked not good, and that's something that we'll talk about another day. But this Broncos defense is legit, and as long as that defense keeps on standing up, they should have a good shot of winning the conference. I don't think the Colts play the Broncos this year. They
Uh,
don't.
They did.
the
No, they did.
Colts.
They beat them. The Colts
Yeah,
beat
they
'em.
did. They beat them.
Oh,
They were gonna lose, and then 15-yard leverage penalty. You
Oh,
can
right, yeah.
Yeah, you can find the Perno crash out in a short. Probably it's very funny.
All,
Um,
all I all, all I will say is this: when we do, when the if the Colts end up winning that, we have a very good possibility of getting either Broncos Chargers or like Broncos Texans, and I want to see Broncos Texans again. I want to see that masterful slop again on prime time, man.
I'm gonna say
If we
it.
can,
I'm gonna say it. If the Texans face the Broncos again, the Texans are getting their lick back. They're winning that game.
the world's
Agreed.
first 0-0 tie
Stamping
playoff
that.
game.
Stamping that. CJ Stroud is going to show out, and he will show you how to play in the playoffs, unlike Bo Nix.
Yeah,
I will say, since it will be in Denver, I think it will be a little bit tougher for the Texans. But I think we're getting the most epic, like 8 to 7 game of all time.
I really gotta
The
start
Texans are
asking
winning
my
that game.
Broncos fan coworker for comments because I'm not sure what the fuck to make of this team. The defense is very good, and the offense seems to take on JJ McCarthy's alter ego of 9 for the first 45 minutes of the game, and then they make some bullshit happen. I can respect it. It wouldn't be the first time that a generational Broncos defense dragged a corpse of an offense to a Super Bowl win, would it?
Peyton Manning threw. I remember off the top of my head, I think it was 15 or 18 interceptions that year and like 10 touchdowns, and they won the Super Bowl.
And that was
By the
with
way,
Manning getting benched for a few games in favor of Osweiler.
He got benched by Brock Osweiler, and that team won the Super Bowl handily. Like, that defense was all time. Oh
Yep.
my goodness.
Keep in mind,
Eagles.
this is without Pat Surtain too.
Yeah, because he's been a healthy scratch for a couple games now, hasn't he?
No, he's
so
just been injured. But
yeah,
to be completely fair, the Chiefs wide receiving room is also nothing to write home about. So
Agreed.
it's
yeah.
something to write
Anywho,
things on a
that's our
T-shirt
recap
about.
on the Eagles.
So
Why are they that low? What the hell? Oh my god.
what do you mean by worst what do you mean by the worst fourth down of the year? Are you talking about the Eagles with like a minute left against the Packers?
Absolutely.
Okay, just wanted to make
I'm
sure.
glad
My
I
God.
can finally talk about it. Nick Sirianni is a fucking dumbass. That was the worst call I've ever seen in my life. I've seen some very egregious calls. I've seen the Giants do a quarterback sneak near their own goal line. I think it was on a third down.
It was a
somehow-
3rd and 9. It was a 3rd and 9.
And somehow that fourth down call was the worst I'd ever seen.
Oh, right.
It is like an onion layers of how stupid of a call that
Yeah.
was.
Oh, right. Going back to the Giants and QB sneaks for 1 second. Hey, if they had Jameis Winston against the Packers defense on Sunday, that 3rd and 9 quarterback sneak near their own goal line would have worked. How did he get 10 yards?
James
Hey
is like
guys,
that, you know.
hey guys! I have some news. AJ Brown led the team in receptions.
Good for
Bitching works, guys.
Does
Go
this-
bitch your bots on Twitter about not getting
Someone
enough
must
hours
have
of work.
gifted Jalen Hurts a tier 3 subscription to AJ Brown's Twitter or to his
Oh my
Twitch.
God.
No.
It is.
No. The best part, he was targeted 11 times all night, and the funniest part too, fucking 4 of those targets were absolute fucking dog shit, where Jalen Hurts just didn't throw the ball to him. Again, Jalen Hurts, he's fine, but again, he's thankfully gotten out of those conversations, which we can only be thankful for. Never get back into them, man, and we can just like you for the okay quarterback you are. In the
This
meantime,
is-
in the meantime, Chris, say the line about the Brett Coleman video.
Which one?
No,
where they run a high school offense.
that's me. That's me.
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
Oh, that's
Well, I mean, there's a few teams. Don't worry. There's a few teams in the NFL that run high school offenses. Cough, cough. Atlanta. Cough, cough. But I just had to throw that jab in there. Fuck Zach Robinson, but yeah.
Wait,
I don't
we've
know.
been
Their offensive
hold
coordinator
on.
Is doing,
Have we been
their
running the
offensive
same
coordinator is
bit?
doing-
Have we been running the
Oh, like,
same
high-
bit independently?
Like,
Like,
of like calling out high
No,
school offenses when they're high school offenses. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys done it both independently.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love
Yes,
that.
yeah.
I'm kicking
I've
you
done-
off of the next episode. I'm just running one with Chris.
What the fuck? This is bullshit. We just agreed to go to 3 people. and
You
we
guys,
immediately
you guys got 2 episodes to yourselves because I was busy. I want one with him.
Fine.
I'm kidding,
talk
I'm
about it
kidding.
later.
Hey man. But nah. You know what? I forgot his name. Whoever the Eagles' offensive coordinator is doing.
Tim Patullo.
Yeah, Tim Patullo is doing actual terrorist stuff to this Eagles offense that should be. It is honestly fireable. And he's lucky that this team is 9-2. Yeah, he's extremely lucky this team is 9-2 on the top of the
8-2.
8-2. I'm sorry, is like 8-2 on top of the NFC because
They're
Jesus Christ, there's no
the
reason
2
that
seed
this
right
offense should be
now.
this bad. There's no reason why Saquon Barkley, mind you, this is just PFF grades. PFF has Saquon Barkley graded as at 64. That should not be happening. Now I don't know if that's a Saquon thing or that's a play calling thing. I'm just gonna say that it's both. That should not be happening. Like you have an offensive player of the year in your backfield. You have 2 great receivers, great tight end, amazing offensive line, and they can only muster up like 15 points a game. That is inexcusable.
To Barkley's defense, they've had a severely injured O-line all season, plus a lot of the game planning for the Eagles this year have been around stopping the run game. Because if you see, Saquon Barkley is getting the carries. This most recent game, 26 carries. The other game, 22 carries. The other game before that, he had 14, but he got a fuck ton of yards off of them. The other one, 18 carries. 12 carries against the Giants. That one we don't talk about. 6 carries against the Broncos. That one we don't talk about. 19 against the Bucks, 18 against the Eagles, 22 against the Chiefs, 18 against the Cowboys. Like, it's not like Saquon isn't getting the snaps, because he is. The issue is he's just not getting there. He's just not getting to that next level.
It's because most NFL teams, like especially right now, are just not respecting the Eagles' passing game. And again, why should they? They haven't been good at all. They've been very spotty this entire season. They have their breakaway games. Like they have their games against the Giants, bad secondary. They have their games against the Vikings, bad secondary. They have their games against the Buccaneers, bad secondary. But it's just overall super duper inconsistent. And honestly, as much as shit I talk about Jalen Hurts, I gotta give him credit for the season. He's played very well for what he's been given. And this high school offense that the Eagles run is really, really just confusing and bad. And they're also another team that makes me angry because they should be way better than they actually are, but they're just not. We'll see what happens in the playoffs because playoffs is what matters the most for them. They could be just cruising for all we know. They could just be cruising through the regular season, just picking up win after win after win. They could just be cruising, but they need to play better offensively if they want to repeat as Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, this team's gonna stumble backwards into an NFC Championship matchup against the 49ers who make it because God hates us. And I'm going to be rooting for the Meteor that week. Tie happened. The Colts got spat out at 4. So they're there. It's a tie. You can put them at 3 if you want. I don't care.
Don't put them at 3 because
First place vote gets priority.
Sure. I'm too lazy to change the Excel workbook, so.
Okay, cool. Because I want to punish. Because I think we should punish the Seattle Seahawks. Not really the Seattle Seahawks, just Sam Darnold.
Good point. The Seahawks are 4 because we're making a reference to the number of interceptions that Sam Darnold threw. How about that?
Love Mauser. And the fact that he almost won that game is honestly kind of an indictment on the Rams. Like, what the fuck? I think that's not global. Oh.
By the way, guys, the Seahawks are averaging 2 turnovers a game. That's worse than the NFL.
And they are still
they are averaging it. They're turning the ball over twice per game. That's not good. and they're 7-3, ironically enough, and their only losses have been by 4 points, 3 points, and 2 points.
And in every game, they've been killing some teams too. They cooked the Saints. They cooked the Cardinals. I think this team could honestly make a genuine. Yeah, they cooked Pittsburgh too. This team can make a genuine run to the Super Bowl. Like all jokes aside, even though they did lose to the Rams, I think they can actually genuinely make a run to the Super Bowl. Their defense has been incredible. Their offense has been JSN. I'm not gonna lie, it has been JSN. He has risen to top tier receiving. He's been risen to a top tier receiving threat, and you absolutely love to see it. Sam Darnold's, of course, aside from this absolute dog shit game he played last Sunday, he's been really good for them. And if they can get and the only real downside I see for this team is probably pass rush. And it's not even that, it's not really that much of a downside, but definitely the offensive line. That can get them really messed up in the playoffs.
I will say, Matt Hasselbeck made a Super Bowl.
And he fucking lost. So, what does that matter? And I'm not gonna lie, Sam Darnold's highs are way higher than Matt Hasselbeck's. Let's just get that out of the way.
Fair enough.
They can. I think this team can genuinely make a run to the Super Bowl. They're just not good enough, and I cannot give enough credit to Mike McDonald as a head coach. The Ravens fucked up by keeping John Harbaugh, but again, hindsight is 2020, and hindsight is a beautiful thing sometimes. But the Seahawks got their coach of the future. They absolutely swindled and cooked and destroyed the Raiders in that Geno Smith trade. Highway robbery. Congratulations.
It's the second time they've committed it with a QB in the past 5 years.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's kind of,
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of high key. It's kind of crazy how fucking the Falcons, like not to bring them up, but it is crazy how the Seahawks, the Seahawks got the fucking young coach and not the Falcons. Because it really felt like the Falcons needed a new blood. Because I thought McDonald was going to go to Atlanta the year that they had the coaching cycle.
Listen, when you have Al Qaeda members like Rich McKay and Terry Fontenot doing your head coaching search, you're not going to get good names. You're not going to get good people. They're not even rumblings. It is reported that Rich McKay and Terry Fontenot was in Arthur Blank's ear saying, "Hey, we should get Raheem Morris. We should bring Raheem Morris back." Why? Because they're friends, I guess. I think it's literally just because they're friends. This was a DEI hire.
Wait. You said Al Qaeda. We talked about the Bills at 8.
So I said Al Qaeda. I think I did say Al Qaeda. But this is terrorist.
Yeah. O'Shana bin McDermott was already discussed a little bit earlier.
Okay, but you're talking about Sean McDermott, but we have the third Rahite as coach. So things are horrible. Things are unbelievably bad. We don't need to talk about the Falcons. We don't need to talk about the Falcons. We need to talk about Seattle. So I don't want to talk about that shittown.com team. No one should be talking about this fucking team. This team is horrible, and it's funny because they're probably gonna get brought up again when we get to the probably number 1 or number 2 team.
Yeah. We can. Colts stay exactly where they are because they were on a bye week. God, University of Wisconsin knows how to make running backs. Is really all I have to say there.
Jonathan Taylor, he is so...
Yeah, the Seahawks can make it if Sam Darnold doesn't do a late season Vikings impression and turn into a pumpkin again.
Anywho, Colts, if you want to get ranked number 1 next week, go ahead and beat the Chiefs.
Very possible.
We will let
It would depend on who the Rams play.
Patriots? Who the fuck put the Patriots at 1?
It's not one of us. You get one guess.
Is it Ren?
Yeah, it's Ren.
I fucking knew it. It's always him.
Why? I mean, they're good.
He's the equivalent of "I'm not like you other."
Ren is the offense-pilled Zoomer that we allowed on here because he's funny. A little bit.
Yeah. My gosh. Big ups to the Patriots. They've been playing very good football. Mike Vrabel has coached these guys incredibly well. Shout outs to Drake, May. He's very, very great and awesome at football. He's still. Don't get me wrong. He's still QB2 in this draft until proven otherwise. My heart will always go out to Jaden Daniels. Get him off of Washington. But they've been playing very, very sound. They've been playing very sound football against some also very choice competition. They have not been playing the best team. They barely etched out a win against the Falcons. They were struggling a little bit against the Jets, but again, good teams find ways to win. Good teams handle business, and that's what they've been doing. So nothing but props to them.
The Patriots are playing the solo leveling of football schedules in that every single one of their opponents makes me want to go back to sleep. I feel like watching a Patriots game is a great way to cure the insomnia these days, but maybe it's just me.
I will just say this. Drake May is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this year.
They're awesome.
And I just find it funny that his nickname is just Drake May. They're calling him Drake May as a nickname.
Yeah, it's just like Macaulay
Culkin. Into a fucking pickle. It's the funniest shit ever.
It's just like Macaulay Culkin, because Macaulay Culkin once went by Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, wow. Patriots get to beat up on a bad AFC East and the economy is crashing. Are we sure we're not back in 2008?
It sounds like, if anything, it sounds like 2017 again.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, I mean, we are probably getting Blake Bortles in the AFC Championship game this year in the form of Daniel Jones or Bo Nix. So.
No, Blake Bortles is not Sam Darnold. It's going to be
it's Daniel Jones. You're right.
No, it's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix is significantly worse. Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah.
No. We're thinking
the Brock
all too wrong. It's going to be, and hear me out. It's going to be Tua Tagovailoa when he comes back.
They are not making the playoffs.
No, they're not making the playoffs.
Put the crack down. Put the weed down.
The Chiefs have a better chance at the 1 seed than the Dolphins do making the playoffs.
The Dolphins are not making the playoffs.
I will just say this real quick. The Dolphins aren't making it, but have you looked at their remaining schedule? They get the Saints, Jets, Steelers, Bengals, Bucks, and Patriots. Bucks are kind of tough, but 9 wins could get you in with how bad this is.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think 9 wins gets you in. We can talk about it after the episode. We're starting to run a little under time. We got about 5 minutes before we got to wrap things up. Anyone want to say stuff about the Rams?
Still on the Rams, best team in the NFL. Matthew Stafford is on pace to win MVP. Their offense is just is Sean McVay. Do I need to say anything else? Defense has been awesome. Get Emmanuel Forbes away from the corner 1 spot. Holy shit, he sucks. Be serious at cornerback. But again, you have Falcons' first round pick this year. You can probably address it there. Atlanta's such a hilariously bad team. This is literally a season from hell. But the Rams are taking care of business. They took care of business. They are running their division. They're going to keep running their division. They're probably going to be in the NFC Championship this year. They've been awesome.
All I will say is Jared Verse is getting a lot of quarterback hits despite not having a fuck ton of sacks. That being said, people need to respect Jared Verse a lot more.
Absolutely, 100% agree.
Yeah, the Rams are the best team in the NFL, and the team that doesn't get touristed at SoFi, so gotta give them credit for that. Did we come prepared with Unk of the Week?
Yes,
we've got a few minutes.
Because you want to know what I'm nominating for my Unk of the Week this week? It's going to be one of the longtime Unks in the league, and I just want to say shout out to Will Lutz with the big game against Kansas City. 5 field goals, including a game winner. Mr. Will Lutz over here has been in the NFL for a long ass time. I believe he was there I want to say since the first Saint. I could be crazy. I don't think he was there for the first Saints Super Bowl. Nah, he's 31 years old, but he's been around the league for a while. So shout out to you.
Did you say the first Saints Super Bowl? Their Super Bowl was in 2009. He was not there.
I thought it was 20. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was 2011. I ain't even gonna
2011.
lie.
2011 was the Giants.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
I always forget them confused.
The Saints was the Aints fake ass Super Bowl that they shouldn't have even been in because they cheated like shit. Was 2009.
It stopped us from having to see Brett Favre in the Super Bowl.
And it was the Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, we could also just give it to Jacoby Brissett for breaking a record.
I'll give it to Jacoby Brissett for breaking that record.
No,
because hey,
not my Unk of the Week NFC quarterback nomination.
By the way, efficient 47 completions. He only had 10 incompletions. Efficient too. That's what you love to see.
It's an ethical garbage time record.
It's an ethical garbage time record, and also their run. I feel like it's also an indictment on how absolutely horrific the Cardinals' run game is.
Yeah.
And also how bad Kyler Murray is.
One completion for every Jags rushing attempt. Greatness recognizes greatness. My nomination for Unk of the Week is 31-year-old NFC quarterback Dakota Wayne Prescott, apparently. Also, I just learned today, what do you mean CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens were benched for the first drive of the game? That is very funny.
That is also very funny. Then they still ended up baking the Raiders secondary alive.
Well, to be fair, it's the Raiders.
I will just say this. I was just going to say this. I heard from Nick, those strip clubs in Vegas, that's all I'll say.
They were locked in.
Cool. We we have like just enough time for a short third of the 2-minute drill from each of us. If Tegan, you would like to go first.
I will go first. All I'm going to say is I'm tired of this fuck-ass opinions against the Bears. They're playing who's on their schedule. We'll see next week against the Steelers. Hop Bop, Caleb Williams, Dick, and paint your fingernails or something.
I was gonna take mine to talk shit about the Falcons, but no, I'm just gonna talk shit about the Bears again. You guys are super fraudulent. It's such a fraudulent 7-3. It's not even funny. Your run game sucks. Not your run game. Your running backs suck. Caleb Williams should be way better than he actually is, but he's not. Defense is like whatever too. You almost lost to the Giants, embarrassing. You almost lost to the Vikings. You almost lost to fucking 9, embarrassing. Be better, play better, please.
They have lost to 9.
You're right. You did already lose to 9. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
They didn't lose.
I'm tired of hearing all these excuses for this fraudulent Bears team, but unfortunately they already got laid into. So I guess on like a high level numbers thing, this is just about the widest gap we've had between 1 and 2 in the time we've been doing the power rankings, at the very least since we've gone back to having 8 voters. Only one hot take this week, which means that despite it being a weird week for rankings, people were relatively normal, with the exception. And we have the most normal. I got the normal award mixed up. Car Sausage had the spiciest takes of the week, and then Chris and Nick were normal. Please leave comments, criticisms, consternations, and anything else beginning with the letter C in the comments section. Subscribe, and we will see you next week in some capacity. See you.
See ya.